and today we will discuss Geography Lesson 1, Class 10th, Geography Lesson 1, Resources and Development. And this chapter is very important. So let's start this chapter, completely from beginning. So here, first of all, we will see that the first very important thing is this is a revision lecture, by the way. Okay, the overview you will get of the entire chapter in this particular video. So here, first very important question is, what do you mean by resources? है ना? What is resources basically? So what is resources? Fine. See here, the chapter name is Resources and Development. So for any country, resources are very important for the development. Resources can be the natural resources, it can be which is directly available in the nature. We can convert those natural resources into the other valuable resources by having some technology that is called as man-made resources, है ना, like bridges, roads, highways, ports. So these are all what? Man-made resources. Apart from that, human is a resource itself, है ना, that our capacity, skill, talent, experience, these all are also called as resource, that we are as a human resource. So for any country's development, resources are very important. Example, some countries like India is very rich in terms of natural resources. But some countries like Japan, they have made their human resource excellent. Their humans are having great skills, technological knowledge. So that is why Japan is doing development because of their human resource, and the countries like India is doing development because of their natural resources, है ना? And India is also investing. India needs to invest more on their human resource. Fine. So these are something which is very important. So in short, we can say that resources are the basis of development. Once again, I am repeating, resources are the basis for development. I hope the picture is clear. Now we'll discuss what is resources. So here, anything that we use is called as resource. Anything that satisfies the human needs is called as resource. So that definition from class 8th you all know. In class 8th also the similar chapter was there, and so many contents from that particular chapter of class 10th you will see in this class 10th chapter also. Fine. So what is the definition? Anything which satisfies the human need is called as resources. But apart with this, now three very important technical terms you must know, that is very important here. So these three technical terms will be, the first one will be, it should be technologically accessible, है ना? First of all, it should be technologically accessible, and the second one is it should be culturally acceptable and economically feasible. So these three very important terms you have to add here. So one by one I am explaining to you what are these three terms. So first of all, you see technologically accessible means, suppose if any particular resources are available in nature, so you need technology to extract it and to use it. Fine. So technology should be there. Suppose for example I am giving you coal. So if coal will be available now, so you have to have technology to extract that resources, then only you can use it. Fine. So technology is very important. The next one is culturally acceptable. Okay, so how we can explain that? The culture, the society should use that particular resource. For example, I am giving you gold, so gold is a resource, but imagine in a society where gold is not at all accepted, so gold is there only and you are not looking at all only. Why? Because the people are not using that particular gold in their country. So gold will be not a resource in that country. I hope this is clear to all of you. So it should be culturally acceptable, means society should use it, society should accept it. Fine. Now the next one is economically feasible. Economically feasible means it should be affordable, it should be not too much expensive, है ना? So it should be affordable. That is the meaning of economically feasible. So I hope this is clear to everyone. That is technologically accessible, culturally acceptable means society should accept it, and economically feasible means it should be affordable, pocket friendly, है ना? So once again I am repeating the definition of resource, that a resource is something which satisfies the human needs, and that is having technologically accessible, culturally acceptable, and economically feasible. So if you are writing this all particular, definition, then definitely you will get one complete marks. Okay. Apart from that, there is one more figure is there in your NCERT book, and this figure is saying that here I am just making this figure. So here one triangle figure you have in NCERT notebook. So here like that we have this. So in center we have human beings, that is written human beings, that we all, okay. On top of it there is written physical environment, physical environment, okay. Then there is a technology, and then after that we have the next one that is called as institution. Okay, so what is the meaning of here physical environment? So here all these three things, whether it is physical environment, technology, or institution, all the three things are used by human beings. That is why human is in center. Human beings are in center. You can see here. So all these three things are used by humans only. So that is why human beings are in center. So beta, physical environment means what? Physical environment means nature. So what nature is giving to us. Like again we will take the example of coal only. So you are taking the coal from the physical environment, you are getting the coal from the physical environment. For extraction it you are using the technology, and for mass production you will need institutions such as coal industries, for example NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation. So I hope like ACCL is also there, fine. So these institution industries you need, that is coal industry will be the example here. So once again I am repeating, human beings are getting coal from the nature. Coal we are taking as example, coal from the nature, using it and extracting it with the help of technology, and then doing the mass production, commercial use with the help of institution. Okay, I hope this is clear to each and everyone. After that, after these two things we have explained, the next very important thing is classification of this resources. So here one more image is there in your NCERT book, if you will see. So this one I'll write here classification of resources. Classification. So if you have seen in class 8 now, then in class 8 we have three type of classification, that is man-made, okay, natural resources, and human resources itself. Okay. So here now the similar type of classification will be there, but here natural resources are, that is naturally present. Man-made resources are made by humans, and human resources are we, ourselves are the human resource. Okay, so our experience, talent, skill is all will be counted in human resource. So here instead of these three divisions now in class 10 we have made it into two parts. The first one is called as human. The first one is called as natural, that is nature, and the second one is humans. Fine. So nature now you can further classify into two parts, that is renewable and non-renewable. Okay, this renewable further you can classify into two parts, that is continuous or flow, and the next one is biological. And here the non-renewable you can classify into two parts further, that is recyclable and non-recyclable. Recyclable and non-recyclable. I hope this is clear to each and everyone here. Recyclable and non-recyclable. Fine. So continuous flow, biological, recyclable and non-recyclable, this all everything we have discussed here completely. I will tell you the example also, and I will tell you everything about this, don't worry. After that now, Humans also I will classify, then I'll tell you the examples also. Fine. So humans you can classify into two parts, that is uh, institutions and structure. Institutions and structure. Fine. And quality and quantity. Quality and quantity. So in that way you can classify. So one by one I'm explaining here. So natural resources are the resources which are present naturally, है ना? It can you can classify into two parts, that is renewable and non-renewable. Fine. So here renewable resources are the resources which can renew again and again. It can be of two types, that is continuous or flow, and biological. So first of all I'm explaining about the continuous or flow. So continuous or flow example, the best example here can be the wind and water, because wind and water are continuously flowing. Wind and water. And here biological word is derived from the word bio. So bio means life, है ना? So the resources which is containing life will be called as biological resource. So here example you can take such as natural vegetation, and wildlife. Natural vegetation and wildlife, you can take the example here. Okay, so you can see natural vegetation, that is trees, plants, these all are having life, and they are also renewed, means from plant you are getting the new plants from their seeds. And here wildlife means animals will be also counted in the biological only, because from animals you are getting new animal. Is it clear? So means when they are having the physical interaction, then you are getting the new animal. So again you can see the wildlife and natural vegetation is the part of biological only. Fine. I hope till here picture is clear. Now the next one is non-renewable. So in non-renewable we have two options, that is recyclable and non-recyclable. So in recyclable now you can take the metals. You can take example, that is metals, because metals you can always recycle and you can make n number of other particular products from the same metal. Understood? And here non-recyclable means you cannot reuse it. Once it is gone forever. So example is fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. Fossil fuels. Okay. I hope till here picture is clear. Fossil fuels. Now there is sometime students are having confusion that sir, what is the difference between recyclable and renewable? Both are quite similar term. It is looking recyclable and renewable. So what is the difference between recyclable and renewable? If you know, please comment below and let us know. You can pause the video for 2 minutes and then you can comment below and let us know. But I'm just telling you one particular difference, and in my recommendation you should first of all comment below, and then you see this particular part. Okay, so here what is the difference recyclable and renewable? So here beta recyclable, now one particular piece of metal you are again and again using it, you are recycling it, and again you are reusing it. Fine. But here you are not reusing it. Here means from one particular component other component are deriving. Fine. Means suppose animals are there, from animals new animals are coming. Fine. Trees are there, from one tree or plant new trees and plants are coming. So here now renew things are happening. Fine. Here but here renew things are not happening. Here one thing you are using again and again by doing recycling. So I hope picture is very much clear to all of you. So that is the classification of natural resources. Now we will have the human resources. Okay, so human resources you can have the institutions and structure and the quality and quantity. So I said the human made and human resource. So this will be human made resource. Human made resource means structures like highway, ports, railway, airports, and all the buildings, construction institutions. These all will come under the human made resource only, that is institutions and structure. But if you see this one, that is quality and quantity. So here your talent, experience, capacity, knowledge, this all will come under the human resource. Okay, so this one is human resource and this one is human made resource. I hope till here picture is clear, everyone. Now we will go to the new part where we will discuss the classification resources on the basis of certain factors. So here I am explaining in this particular part classification of resources on the basis of certain parts. So far what we have seen, so far we have seen the definition of resources, the basic this diagram we have seen, and the classification we have seen, है ना. Now we'll discuss further on the basis of certain factors. So here the first very important one is, that is resources on the basis of origin. Okay, on the basis of origin, on the basis of origin, on the basis of origin. So on the basis of origin, now we have two types of resources, that is known as biotic resource, and the second one is abiotic resource. Okay, abiotic resource and abiotic resource. So what is biotic resource? Biotic resources are those resources where life is there. Fine. So for example, animals, humans, this all will be under the biotic resource. Animals, fine. Abiotic resources are the resources where life is not there. For example, mountains. So in mountains you don't have any life. So hence it will come under the abiotic resources. I hope this on the basis of origin it is clear to all of you. Now the next one we have is known as on the basis of exhaustibility. On the basis of exhaustibility. On the basis of exhaustibility. So on the basis of exhaustibility you can define like this one just now I have explained to you, renewable and non-renewable resources. Okay, so renewable and non-renewable resources. Fine. So the renewable resources are something which is again and again renewing, and non-renewable resources are not renewing again and again. Means once it is over forever. And here you can use it, you can have again and again. So these two types you can explain, renewable and non-renewable resources. I hope this is clear to all of you. So on the basis of exhaustibility, these two types we have. Then further on the basis of ownership we will have, that is also very important. In board examination separate question is coming on this topic, that is on the basis of ownership, explain the resources. And the next one is even more important, that is on the basis of status of development. So on the basis of these two factor now always question is coming. So let's start that particular part after rubbing this board. Okay, so now we are rubbing the board.